Hello, this is Trevor Calabro's AI voice clone. In this video, we will go over how to use the GOMS-KLM Google Sheets template created by Trevor Calabro at calabroux.com and the UX research in the Wild Substack blog. To download the template, use the link in the video's description. When you open the Google Sheets template file, you should see something that looks like this. The template is split up into 3 sheets. The first sheet, entitled Compare GOMS, is best used when you'd like to calculate the differences between the estimated time on task between 2 different designs of the same workflow. The most common scenario for this is if you would like to estimate the time saved from a redesign project. The second sheet, entitled One-Off GOMS, is best for when you would like to calculate the estimated time on task for a single workflow. The third sheet, entitled Operator Values Table, is the lookup table that the other sheets use to make their calculation. So let's take a closer look at the Operator Values Table sheet. The first column in the sheet lists the operators. Operators are the O in the GOMS acronym. They are the common actions users do when interacting with a product. The next column displays the time in milliseconds for each operator. These times are based off of the average time it takes an average human to execute that specific action. Each operator's time in milliseconds is backed by at least 30 years of usability research, and some even date back to studies conducted in 1910. And the last column contains a brief description for each operator. This is so you can have confidence in the operators you choose when building a GOMS-KLM calculation. Now let's look at how we use these operators to calculate estimated time on task by heading over to the Comparing GOMS sheet. Let's start by naming our workflow versions for comparison. First, let's name this flow name version 1.0 and the other flow name version 1.1. For this template, I pre-populated these sheets with all of the operators in the same order they are shown on the lookup table. This was done as an example and to help you get started with the template. You'll be replacing the screen names displayed in all caps with your own screens/steps. And the operators shown here are to represent every action a user must do to complete the tasks in your own workflow. As far as the values in the quantity column, I put all 2s in the first flow and all 1s in the second flow to demonstrate the calculations being done.
If you go up to the totals area to the right of the workflow columns, you'll see that because workflow version 1.0 consists of all 2s and workflow version 1.1 consists of all 1s, the times calculated for version 1.0 are twice as long as for version 1.1. This makes the total efficiency gained from version 1.0 to 1.1 50%. Let's say we were to change the quantity of look operators in the version 1.0 workflows from 2 to 20. After hitting enter, you'll see the time in milliseconds change from 1100 to 11,000. You'll also see the total milliseconds change in the totals area, and you'll see the efficiency gain percentage change from 50% to 57%. This means that by simply replacing the template's operators and quantities with your own operators and quantities is the way to build up your own custom GOMS-KLM calculations.
Now let's look at the one-off GOMS sheet. This sheet works exactly like the prior sheet, except it doesn't do any of the calculations for comparison. I'll use this sheet to demonstrate how to add a new operator to your calculation. First, let's copy and paste the screen title to get the same styling and formatting of the text and rename it Screen Name 3. Then, in the cell below, let's add a new operator from the lookup table. I'm going to choose Search. Note how the template auto-completes the word search because it's coming from the lookup table. As I move to the quantities cell, you'll see the calculations row pre-populate with a 0. This is how you know you've used a valid operator. Lastly, I'll type in the number 2 in the quantities column, and you'll see the time in milliseconds calculation appear. And when we scroll back up to the totals area, you'll see that the totals were updated to reflect the addition of our new operator. Let's head over to the Compare GOMS sheet to add operators there as well. As you can see, it works exactly the same on the sheet. Finally, let's look at adding operators. If you'd like to add an operator, simply go to the Operator Values Table sheet, scroll to the bottom of the operators list and a new operator name. It's time in milliseconds and a short description. I'm choosing the name Custom Operator. Now we can go to any of the other sheets and add that new operator to our workflows. And voila, there you have it. That's all you need to know to use this template. I hope you found this video helpful. To download the template, use the link in the video's description. At that link, you'll also find more information about GOMS-KLM as a UX research method and the operators used in the template. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.